Hey everyone, it's Jack and Adam from Cultaholic.com. You've already done one news video today.
Double duty, baby.
Double duty. Well, not for me. Single duty. Double duty. I'm not switched on. I can't.
We got this. Christmas is almost upon us.
Step into Christmas.
Let's go together.
Oh, let's have a look at the news. First of all, a WWE tag team have signed a multi-year deal. Next up, Rey Mysterio has revealed his retirement plans. And finally, Cody has discussed the potential of Luke Harper in AEW. So first of all, let's go to WWE Backstage, where they're trying to get a monopoly on the news now, aren't they? Because they can break their own stories.
This is our business, WWE. You're just a small part of it.
Watch along, what's that? Yes, as first reported on WWE Backstage, a WWE tag team have signed a contract extension, and it is the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. How do you feel about that?
Good for them. I'm really enjoying them, and I'm liking seeing them more on Raw. You know what? I actually think they're a better fit on Raw than they were in NXT.
Maybe, yeah, potentially.
They just feel more main roster. I know it's not the main roster. Put your comments away.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Are you enjoying them?
I'm enjoying them. I'm sad that they seem to have gone back to what they were doing before they were wrestling on Raw, which is the whole recap of the show, basically, when they're like, that was a great match, wasn't it? We want the smoke.
Yeah. It worries me that they're going to fall into the trap that Enzo and Cass fell into.
They're the charismatic tag team.
Yeah, they're really charismatic tag team. So they wrestle less. And they just put them in backstage segments where they're plugging stuff. Like I remember Enzo and Cass doing like loads of KFC ads, loads of Subway ads, like that sort of stuff. And I think it really harmed them. And if you do that too much, they become shields,
Yes.
and then people don't really want to get behind them.
I think so as well. And I do think I still think they were good on NXT. They're not quite the same caliber as like the Undisputed Era or whatever, but they brought something different to the tag division.
Sure.
In the more serious world of NXT, they were more fun-loving, you know.
Who's your favourite, Jack?
Montez Ford.
You said a couple of weeks ago that you think he's a future WWE champion. Big words.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he's got all the charisma in the world.
Yeah, he really does, doesn't he?
And he's a great wrestler. Ben really also prefers Montez Ford.
Yeah, I'm not a big Angelo fan. I think he's a good hot tag. I think he's a good hot tag, and he's done some cool power stuff recently. I think he did some stuff a few weeks ago with Viking Raiders, and he looked really good there. But he's not as talented in any way, is he?
Put him in a tag team with someone else who's like him for another tag. Put him in a tag team with Tucker. Again, good guy, but he's not the charismatic one, is he?
Why do you want the two crap ones together? The worst tag team in the world.
Tucker and Angelo?
Yeah.
I think they would be good together.
Okay. You got a name in mind?
No, I was doing some research though for a video that's coming out over the Christmas period, the holiday season, and it was. Do you remember this match from the Royal Rumble pre-show? Can't remember who their opponents were, but it was like Scott Dawson and one of the AOP.
Yeah, didn't Dash get injured or something, and they just put them together
against I think it might have been against Rude and Gable.
That's so weird, isn't it?
And if that team won, then both of them and their respective partners will both get a title shot, I think, and then I think they lost. I'm not certain. I'm not certain if that's what happened, but I hope that's what happened because it's
Jesus Christ! But congratulations, new deal. Go on.
New deal for the Street Profits. It was also the match where the cameraman fell down the ramp because it was that curved ramp.
Spectacular. Spectacular.
Great stuff. Nearly a year ago. Next up, let's talk about Rey Mysterio, the current United States champion, but he's been talking about retirement to Sportskeeda. In that interview, Rey said he would basically feel comfortable retiring once he'd shared a ring with Little Dominic Mysterio.
Little Dominic, yeah. He said that it's fine if it's a tag match or a 3 versus 3 or a singles match, but he wants to share the ring with him, and then he'll have done all of the bucket list stuff. Dominic's looking great, by the way.
Dominic was looking great.
I can't imagine, like, when you first saw him as a little boy, you never thought, that's going to grow, and he's going to be really exciting to watch. But actually, in that match with Lesnar, I was like, yeah, go on, Dominic.
Me too. I was really excited. And then Rey said, of course, I think after that happens, I can retire peacefully. He then went on to talk a little bit about Dominic's development, saying, I'm hoping that my son can be ready by next year, which, I mean, obviously he's going to have some sort of natural talent because he's Rey Mysterio's son.
Well, look at David Flair.
Or Eddie Guerrero's son. Oh, yeah, look at David Flair.
It doesn't quite work like that. Charlotte got all of the good genes.
I hope that Rey then said, I hope that we can all get the chance to see him in 2020, and I'm just as excited as the fans to see him step into the ring and have an official match. So let's hope that it's next year by the end of the year 2020. He's really hammering that home.
Yeah, they're working to it already. I mean, reportedly his contract expires in October 2020.
Okay.
So that could be the last time we see Rey. I can't see him going. I can't see him going elsewhere.
If he were to retire next year, as he says he might do if Dominic is ready by then he's got to be one of the best wrestlers to retire when they're still really good.
Yeah.
Like Shawn Michaels, if he hadn't come back for Crown Jewel, would also be the other one I'm thinking of, like at the top of his game.
Yeah.
Maybe not as young as he once was, but
different story. Edge, I guess. Obviously, he was forced to retire, but
still good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But if Rey were to go, it's bizarre to think about, isn't it? Because he's just always been there.
Yeah.
At least since I've been watching wrestling, Rey Mysterio's always been a thing.
And he can still go. He's amazing, isn't he?
So
he really
good.
is. Yeah. I think I've got a bit of a prediction with this US title stuff.
Okay.
So it looks like it's building to Seth Rollins.
Yes.
In fact, that match is airing next week. We're going to do spoilers at the end of this video for next week's Raw, by the way. I think there's already reports of the new US title being unveiled. I think Seth's going to introduce that.
Oh, it's going to have hair.
Yeah. Oh, if it's flames. Like the shirts you used to wear at school discos. He's going to burn it down. He's going to burn down the US title. He's going to bloody burn it down. Watch him. That was weird.
So now it seems as though WWE are in the business of releasing people from their contracts again, or certain people. We recently saw the release of both members of the Ascension, Sin Cara, and of Luke Harper. And that was the big one that seemed to make the most news, because Luke Harper's been one of those guys that everyone agrees has been underutilized in the past few years. And since he left, it was immediate where the speculation was going to be. Everyone wanted to see him in AEW.
Yes.
And to be fair, I read somewhere, someone also said, I can't for the life of me remember who, but also said he'd be great in New Japan.
I think it might be Bubba. Was it Bubba?
Maybe, yeah. Bit of a Bruiser Brody type.
Yeah, I like that.
Can't
Yeah,
you?
for sure. So Cody's commented on this, speaking to Alex McCarthy of TalkSport, saying he would be a great part of AEW. He's a name that when you hear they've asked for their release, you definitely think about that in the next steps for sure. I think he's going to flourish with what he does next. He's very special.
I like that from Cody. Really straightforward and honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'd love to have him, but he's going to be great wherever he goes.
Yeah, I hope they get him. I really want to see him in AEW. Like, just because I don't watch as much New Japan stuff, and I love Luke Harper. I've loved his indie work. I loved his WWE work when we saw it. I think he's so talented. He also talks about Marty Scurll here.
I was going to say, he also talked to Alex McCarthy about Marty Scurll, who is another name that everyone's just kind of been waiting to see come to AEW. But he recently cropped up as the new member of the NWA roster at the end of their event to challenge Nick Aldis. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
An all Brit encounter. And Cody said about Marty's going to do what Marty's going to do. We all love Marty. Anything that he does in the next few weeks or months, I wouldn't look at as permanent for him. Ooh, cheeky. He's very much testing the waters here and there, and that's pretty much all I can say on Marty.
Yeah, okay, Cody. No, that's the bit, like with the AEW stuff. No, sorry, not the AEW stuff, the NWA stuff. Like, he could just tape a load of stuff, lose to all this. It's not going to hurt him at all. And then when he pops up in AEW, all of his mates there, he's definitely going.
Yeah.
Surely.
Pretty much. And a lot of people are suggesting, I've seen fan speculation, that everyone's just thinking, oh, he'll turn up, he'll be part of the elite, he'll be one of the good guys. No. People are saying he could turn up and be part of one of the evil factions and really take it to the baby faces.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, he's more of a natural heel. Look at him.
Oh, for sure.
He's
But
the villain. He's called the villain.
Yeah, but he does baby face stuff.
I know. What a paradox Marty is.
Yeah, he is.
And yes, as Adam mentioned earlier, we're going to round off the video by talking about some spoilers. Now,
Spoilers. Click away now. Tom puts the hat on. Just that's fine.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, if you don't want to know what's going to happen on next week's episode of Raw, look away now.
Basically, we know that Raw is obviously often live, usually live, in fact, but because it's the festive period, and WWE this time actually wanted to let people have a little bit of a break. They did two. They recorded two shows this week. We've already seen...
poor crowd.
They went.
They were burnt out after 3 hours on this, but
they were burned down. Now, we've already seen the first episode, basically, the first 3 hours, and now we're going to talk about what happened on the second 3 hours, but as we mentioned, if you don't want to know, then don't listen. So here we go. Let's dive in. Oh my God.
It's a strong start. It's a strong start.
First of all, did you write this?
No.
Kevin Owens defeated, well, he lost, I suppose. Kevin Owens defeated Mojo Rawley in a Christmas street fight. After the match, Owens cut a promo where he called out Seth Rollins and the AOP, who walked out and beat him down. So he called them out and they just went, right, I'll have a bit of that then.
Yep, that's
Okay.
fair enough. They're new and everything, aren't they?
Yeah.
I feel for Mojo here because...
It was a showcase match.
Yeah, he's finally getting matches, and Kevin Owens is meant to be a babyface, and he's decimating everybody's favourite WWE superstar. That's no way to get over.
No, I bet that Kevin Owens is good in that sort of match, you know?
Yeah. Apparently Mojo gets put through a table at the end.
Right, fair enough.
Actually, lot.
Next up, Bobby Lashley defeated Cedric Alexander, but this seemed to be, I'm going to guess this is a bit of a shorter match.
It's a quickie, yeah.
To further the storyline. During the match, Lana announced, surely after.
I don't know.
Maybe during the match, who knows? Maybe during the segment, we'll say to be safe. Lana announced that their wedding will take place next week. Who's going to crush the wedding?
Well, I assume Rusev, I think, is the safe bet.
But he just
Dominic.
But Rusev just openly didn't care.
No, nor should he. He's got rid of what he didn't want, but he lost the match, and that's the important thing. So now he needs to win a match, and all will be right in the world. That's a quick turnaround. Fair play to Lana, Bobby, and their wedding planner for organising that so damn quickly.
I'd
Good
love
job.
for the wedding to be crashed by someone not Rusev. I don't know who or why.
Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler, he still not got over Lana. They had their little dalliance, didn't they?
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a Bobby Lashley-Dolph Ziggler feud.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yes, please.
Drew McIntyre defeated Zack Ryder, and after the match, McIntyre announced that his year will be next year is going to be his, essentially.
Yeah. 2009 was meant to be his year, wasn't it? In 2010.
I will state here that we're not trying to slag off Drew. It's the booking of Drew. Drew is fantastic and probably should be right near the top of the card. And for some reason, he's been getting lost in the shuffle here and there, hasn't he? I don't know why. He's literally the complete package.
Yep.
He's massive.
Yep.
He's good.
Yep.
And he can talk.
Yep.
I don't understand.
He's got the lot.
He does. Probably just because Kevin Dunn doesn't like his pants or something.
His pants.
I couldn't think of anything. The Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch then comes out to the ring, to cut a promo by issuing a challenge to Asuka, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, for a singles match. Becky has been talking, we saw her recently, about how she needs to prove herself against Asuka because she's never been able to beat her. Simple storyline, I like it.
I like it too, yeah.
And Asuka then came out and agreed to the match, but said it would take place at a later date. Lynch told Asuka to name the place and time.
Which she didn't do, apparently.
So she said, it'll happen later. I'm guessing Asuka then when? And she went, yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah.
Tell me when.
I'll tell you next week on Raw.
Yeah.
Tune in! It's the Rumble, obviously.
Ricochet beat Tony Nese. If it gets enough time, that could be really, really good. Aleister Black defeated a local enhancement talent.
Good. Glad we're back to that. Glad we're back to squash matches. There's a lot of squash matches recently.
But after the match, Buddy Murphy came out and also defeated a local enhancement talent as Black watched.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I'm glad that's continuing as well, because I really enjoyed the match at TLC.
Black dropped Murphy after the match. They will square off the following week.
Oh, not Rumble.
Maybe at the Rumble. Maybe there'll be a rubber match at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Buddy might win that one. Get a rubber match at the Rumble. When I did the conference call with Aleister Black, he named 3 names that he wants to face at this year's WrestleMania, that he'd like to at this year's WrestleMania.
Taker.
No, they were current active members of the roster.
Okay, right.
One of them was Buddy Murphy. I can't remember the other 2, but
Okay.
I remember when he said
Good.
that. I remember thinking, does he like Buddy Murphy? And then the feud started. I was like, ooh,
Oh, lovely.
cheeky Aleister.
Bit of
there.
story would be nice, though.
He knocked on his door. Charlotte Flair defeated WWE NXT superstar Chelsea Green, formerly known as Laurel Van Ness in Impact and other places.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yes, that is cool. I don't know if this is a full-time call-up to Raw or...
I don't know. Obviously, we saw NXT having a women's match this week on Raw.
Yeah. I don't know if she's actually even appeared on... I think I read a news article by our news writer, Aidan, who said in it that she hadn't actually appeared on an episode of NXT yet, just on live events and stuff.
Sorry, Deonna Purrazzo?
No,
or Chelsea?
this is Chelsea Green.
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay,
not Deonna.
No, that makes sense.
Although we did also... we saw Deonna this week.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. They might just be calling up a couple of new members of the women's division. Calling along. It's not. It's all the main roster now, obviously. The OC, all 3 members, AJ, Gallows and Anderson, defeated Randy Orton and the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, that was set up at the end of Raw. Yeah, they're friends, but then they just got beaten down anyway on this week's Raw, and they get beaten next week. Enjoy.
Okay. Eric Rowan beat a jobber.
Apparently, the jobber tried to distract him with a candy cane.
Oh, because it's Christmas.
Iron Claw, ho ho ho.
Rusev defeated No Way.
No Way Jose!
You've lost your wife, but don't worry. And you lost the match against her new boyfriend, but you're going to beat No Way Jose. After the match, Rusev cut a promo on Lana and Lashley getting married and how they deserve each other.
Yeah.
Well, don't crash the wedding then.
Yeah.
If you crash the wedding after he said that.
Leave it. Take the L.
Yeah. Down with the kids. And in the main event, now obviously we saw that big gauntlet match, but then to determine a number 1 contender for Rey Mysterio's US title, but then Rollins came out and basically made himself the number 1 contender. Anyway.
Yeah, Rey accepted the challenge later in the night.
So this week we get that match in the main event, and Rey Mysterio retained. He beat him by disqualification due to interference by the AOP. In a title match, would you not be annoyed if your buddies got involved?
Idiots.
Okay. After the match, they went and put Mysterio through the announce table, but Samoa Joe wouldn't move. I like that. That's very Samoa Joe. Just yeah. As a result, They not only furthered the beatdown on Mysterio, but they attacked Samoa Joe
Apparently,
as well.
Joe landing slightly wonkily on the table. What's a better word? Yeah, he landed on the table, like hit the support beam, and apparently he was a bit.
He's been out with an injury as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Oh.
dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
So there's your Raw results for next week. So if you don't want to watch, then well, that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't blame you.
I'm gonna watch bits of it.
Are you?
Yeah, the wedding angle.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what to do. How do we think?
I'm leaving that in.
Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.